You've made it into the studio here.
You have.
And guess what? You happen to be lucky today. You get some treats on the way out the door. Is this stuff
I know.
phenomenal or what?
It's excellent.
Beautiful.
You both can eat this, right?
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Jackie Stady, is that it?
That is it.
Okay, and Patty Regan are in the studio here this morning from nemfc.org. And you are going to learn something as we go through time here about what these people do, how they got started, and why they got started. It is the New England Mobile Fit Clinic. And Jackie, let's talk to you a little bit over here, because if you go to the website, nemfc.org, you'll see her smiling face. And I just want to know what your position is with the Mobile Fit Clinic.
So I own a business called Amanda Thomas, and New England Mobile Fit Clinic has contracted us to do regional fits for breast cancer survivors.
Okay, all right. Now, how did you get involved in this? Did you have someone in the family? Did you yourself?
So no, 21 years ago, I was burnt out from the corporate world, and this wigs were actually introduced to me as a need for ladies going through chemo. So I started off in wigs, and then after a year later, the breast cancer survivors begged me to become a board-certified mastectomy fitter. So I fit prosthetics and bras, upper extremity compression.
You knew nothing about this before?
Nothing about. Nope. And the insurance was quite a journey, because you have to be a Medicare accredited site in order to get other insurances. And so many times I wanted to quit, and that survivor came in and said, thank you for being here, thanks for what you're doing. And I'm like, all right, if you can go through chemo, surgery, I can go through accreditation.
Well, it's 2025, and you guys are offering this service, which we'll get into a little bit more. But imagine how frustrating it might have been 15 and 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, where did women go to get? There wasn't anything, was there?
So there actually was more then than there is today, but breast cancer's changed. So there's less hair loss for chemotherapy, because early diagnosis has made it much easier for ladies not to have to go through chemo.
Okay.
And also less invasive surgeries. So not as many mastectomies, more lumpectomies, breast conservation.
Wow.
So, yeah.
But you can't get out of the wig business, because after all, wigs have been around and been big fashion things since the 40s and 50s.
That's right.
Huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you still do the wigs?
Yes. So
Okay.
about 50% of, so my store is Amanda Thomas Boutique in Merrimack. And 50% of what we do is we cater to medical hair loss, either for chemo or alopecia.
Okay.
And then the other half is the breast surgery world.
Okay, so this is why we have you on, why we want people to spread the word, is because she's taken that business mobile.
Right.
I don't know anyone else that's doing this. And I think it's fantastic that you are now able to go to somebody. Now, I guess you've got what do you have, a motorhome? What is it?
So 3 years ago, me and the bank purchased a motorhome.
Bank loves that.
Yep. And it's 32 feet. It allows us to have 2 fitting rooms, fitting areas. And we got the original call from Lebanon. The last boutique there closed and said, can you help these ladies? And so it became very labor intensive, and that's where the RV came in, because in the summers we can leave it stocked. We can have all the bras and breast forms in there. There's less packing and unpacking for all the clinics. So, that's where we started. And actually, prior to COVID, we did mobile fit clinics out of my van at the cancer center at Wentworth Douglas. And it was fabulous. It worked out for everybody, but then COVID killed that program, because, we could no longer go inside the hospitals. So this allows us to pick locations that we know that there's a need. Lebanon was our first starting point, and then the Berlin, Vermont hospital people got word of it. And so then they said, please, 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 will you come up here? So we're trying to go where the need is, but sadly the need is growing. And so that's where New England Mobile Fit Clinic's coming in. Is Patty has So we've nicknamed the RV Bob, Bras on Board. And I would also call it, I said, and it's the money pit, because I didn't do enough research to know the costs associated with running that vehicle. And Patty came to my rescue and has formed this organization to help defer those costs.
Wonderful. What a great partnership. Patty Regan, Jackie Stady's in the studio here this morning. NEMFC.org is the website. New England Mobile Fit Clinic. And Patty, got to talk to you about how you got started in this, what your motivation was.
Yeah, so I met Jackie 11 years ago when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I went to Amanda Thomas, recommended by the local hospital here in Nashua.
Is that a name across the country as one who works with cancer patients?
So, no. So, actually, my daughter's Amanda and my son is Thomas.
It's fantastic, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're both local. My daughter's a dentist, and she's in Nashua, and my son's a Nashua firefighter.
Sounds like something that could become worldwide. You know what I mean? like names on a purse. This could be it. This really could be it. But all right, so carry on, Patty.
Yeah, so I met Jackie and obviously used her services, both from a wig, breast prosthetics, as well as bras fitting, and I still do the bra fittings as of today, and also their compression garments, which I also have a need.
Yeah,
it's
you came in and saw me last month, and you had that thing on your arm, and within 4 minutes, I am astounded that this woman, first of all, is still walking. All the battles you've been through, with a smile on her face and an upbeat. In this day and age today, and you've struggled with lots of health issues.
Yeah, and it's the support that the ladies at Amanda Thomas give. When Jackie told me when she first started the mobile clinic, I said, this is going to take off. This is going to be a business because this isn't a nice to have. This is a must have for ladies. And it just breaks my heart to think how many women don't have these services available to them. They were a lifesaver for me, not even just the products, just the support. For me, losing my hair was one of the bigger struggles in the early days. And they were right there.
Is that your hair?
This is my hair now. My hair has grown
You'd
back.
You'd never know.
Yeah, my hair grew back.
You'd never know.
But, I wore wigs for probably a year and a half, and they were a lifesaver for me. I wasn't a cancer patient who felt comfortable being bald around folks. They offer other garments for your head, scarves and hats. And for me, that was an extremely important thing. To help me get through the emotional part of the early days of my cancer journey. And to think that women don't have those services available is just heartbreaking. And as I've said, and it's probably a longer story, but the compression garments to me are part of a medical treatment. It's not just a physical appearance thing. It's really taking care of a medical issue that's ongoing. If you have lymphedema is not well known, and I hope that we can, through the clinic, start to get the word out on the importance of lymphedema and get some support there to get the word out. I think a lot of doctors even don't understand that treatment. They understand, they send you to physical therapy. They don't really understand it. It's not well understood even countrywide. The impact of lymphedema. So, hopefully at some point, once we get established, we'll get the word out, and it's certainly a personal passion for me. But just getting to these women and helping them, whether it's getting them fitted for a wig or just getting them a properly fitted bra, back in the day, women got fitted for bras, whether it was in a department store, a specialty store, lingerie store. Those days are pretty much over. That doesn't happen anymore. For somebody who's had some sort of surgery around, whether it's a full mastectomy or a lumpectomy, having that fitting and having a properly fitted garment is so important
Sure.
for their long-term, kind of just feeling whole and feeling back to normal again.
I can't imagine.
And so these services not being available it's just heartbreaking. And so hopefully, we have 4 locations that we serve right now, but hopefully over time, if we can grow the nonprofit, we can start to serve some other areas. Jackie gets calls all the time begging the clinic to come to other locations. But, there's only so many hours in a day. And as Jackie said, it's very expensive to run the clinic. And she subsidizes some of those costs today to help us get going. But, we really hope that we can get the name out and get some fundraising so that we can start to serve more women around the New England area.
England Mobile Fit Clinic. Patty and Jackie in the studio here this morning. The website's nemfc.org. The board of directors is on there. Looks like each one of them has been through a little bit of a health issue. But you need to explain something to me because I don't understand. But what is triple negative breast cancer? I mean, Jane, what's her name? Aquino?
Yeah.
16-year survivor of triple negative breast cancer.
So what's interesting and what I learned through my breast cancer journey is breast cancer is not one thing. So people are familiar with stages of cancer, stage 1, 2, 3, 4. People hear that, but they don't realize even within a particular cancer, and especially breast cancer, there's all different types of cancer. So I can be sitting... look left to right and sitting with a bunch of women that have been through breast cancer, and we all could have different types of breast cancer. So triple negative is one of the more difficult ones to treat, although, the drugs and the treatments are getting better every day. But I know some women that struggled with getting an effective treatment for triple negative because it's not, the breast cancer I had we were able to fight it with fighting the estrogen in my body and reducing the estrogen because that's what the cancer fed on. But triple negative is more complex than that and is difficult to treat. But we're seeing more and more women survive triple negative.
Now, how do we go about helping you? Because one of the great things about being part of the radio station is the many connections you're going to meet over the years that we're going to have a relationship because people are going to get to understand that you got to go to one of these mobile clinics, and that's where you can go and get all the services that they have. And they don't have a lot of these places right now. You got Berlin, Vermont, Lebanon, New Hampshire, and Spofford, New Hampshire, which are on the schedule for Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Wednesdays in Spofford, New Hampshire, Wednesdays in Berlin, Vermont. But how do we go about getting other locations for you? We have to get two of you?
We need fundraising too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what I mean. Does everything need to be outfitted like your 30-foot thing? Can it be whittled down? What about a location on Main Street? Another Amanda Thomas location on Main Street.
So the problem doing multiple locations is all the locations have to be Medicare accredited. And so that adds another whole layer. They have to be open a minimum of 35 hours because you have to post it 32 hours.
Yeah, that's a tough gig because there are some times that no one's going to come in.
Right.
I get it. Yeah, That's a tough one. All right, what about other locations maybe to add on to these that you have already? The dates are on the website. nemfc.org. You can go to the schedule. Spread the word, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you may know that may be struggling with this. You can meet passionate people because there is no other way they would do this without the passion, which Patty goes to you like, whose brainstorm was this? Was it the board of directors or was it you and a couple of others that had to get a board of directors? How did it begin?
Yeah, it really began by folks knowing about Jackie's brick and mortar store and saying, hey, could you come to us? It's a little far for patients, especially if you're going through treatment, to travel far.
Hell yeah.
And really, the patients created the demand and continue to create the demand and say, please come to us. And we have a high demand right now to go to Burlington, Vermont, I think it is. Mm-hmm. The other thing is that, the ladies who are certified to provide these services are part of the brick and mortar, but also providing the services through the mobile fit. And as we expand, we're going to need employees who are very interested in getting certified and providing those services. So even if it's, going in their van and going to a location, and we're giving them product, they still need to be certified. So there's a little bit involved in
Yeah.
getting expanded, but as Jackie said, it's about the funds. If we increase the staff, then paying the staff, and expenses for them to travel to those locations. We are looking to upgrade our vehicle, and so the vehicle right now just looks like any other RV. We're hoping to put some branding on it, so we've applied for some grants.
You
to
guys
try to
didn't
the
get
branding.
involved in this to get rich. I can tell you right
No,
now. I
that's
mean,
correct.
this type of stuff has to be done from the inside. All right, so here's some of the stuff they do now in the mobile camper. Which one day, if it's early enough in the morning, we could get you put it right out here. But it's got to be early in the morning when the parking is available.
You got it.
Balancing after breast cancer surgery with proper fitting bras, full and partial breast prosthesis. If you want to expand a little bit on that, what is balancing after? So I mean, I am a fish out of water here, but I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can, ladies. All
Doing
right,
great.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can speak a little bit to that, and Jackie can as well. So, after you have breast surgery, a couple things can happen. You can then immediately, or at a delayed time, get reconstruction by a plastic surgeon. And depending on what kind of surgery you have, and depending on their ability to be able to do the reconstruction, sometimes you don't come out even. Like it's just the bottom line. Your breasts aren't even.
All right.
And so you need either a prosthesis or a good fitted bra to make you look like you didn't have surgery. That's the goal, is that you look like you did before you started.
Who would have known?
And with these surgeries, the doctors do the best they can, and there's some great plastic surgeons in the area. But sometimes you're not even,
Right.
or you're either not even,
Or you've had a lumpectomy with radiation.
and they can only do what they can do after those.
So you
treatments.
guys help them out also inside this mobile camper. Is the you do 3D image scanning?
Right.
So that piece of equipment right there can't be cheap. Do you know?
Well, we're very fortunate that with technology, it's changed over the years. So it really is a 3D camera on an iPad.
Okay,
So,
wow.
Yeah,
It's
so
amazing.
it's changed a lot. 10 years ago, we plaster Parised you and sent that for a mold to be made.
Wow.
So it's come a long way.
Also, which you can see on the camera at WSMN.live, Patty has a arm compression garment. And why do you wear that?
So I have a condition called lymphedema. So when I had my mastectomy, they took all of my lymph nodes out from underneath my arm. So I did have some cancer in the lymph nodes, and they removed all the lymph nodes under my arm, which was, for me, was about 25 lymph nodes. It's different for every patient. And what that means is that the lymphatic fluid in your body, not to get too detailed, lymphatic fluid in your body then can't flow like it normally does. So this compression garment helps push the fluid through my arm and make sure that the fluid can still flow through my body. And without that, my arm would swell to a pretty big size, and it could cause other medical issues.
Who would have known? I don't know. I'm like,
This condition, again, I'm passionate about it because I have it. It's not well known. So unless you know somebody who's gone through breast cancer and possibly lymphedema, people don't even know what lymphedema is. It's not well known at all.
Do they just, those are they only for arms? Do they make them for legs?
Yeah, it's actually not just a breast cancer condition. So if you go through surgery and they touch your lymph nodes, you can have it in your arm. Actually, I've seen, just with the research I've done, people who have it in the legs, it seems to be a worse condition. And people have pumps at home to help get the fluid flowing. It's a very complex condition.
Well, one of the ways you can help out if you don't have breast cancer, or even a male for that matter right there, you may know someone, you lost a loved one, is you can help the New England Mobile Fit Clinic by just donating to them. So that they can put the money towards the services that they are providing, which you can see just from this little interview here, a ton. And that is at the nemfc.org. You could just click Get Involved, bang, right there. Anything will help as they continue, because they're really new. But they're not, doesn't mean they're not busy. I mean, you're like a one man show over here, Jackie, right? Driving and then doing the fittings and the wiggings and stuff like that. Now, people, until we continue to promote this and the word gets spread around, do they have to make an appointment to meet you at these locations, or can they just show up?
Yes, they have to make an appointment so that we've partnered with churches to park in their parking lots, so we have a lot of privacy. But we can't just have people show up because we only have 2 areas, and they'd have to wait maybe a long time. They'd have to wait several hours. So they have to have a designated appointment time.
So for right now, from my perspective, it's probably a good thing that the van isn't leaded. You know, maybe later.
Well,
because people may just show up. They see the word mobile. You think it's like anything else. We've got the mobile public health van that pulls up right out front of here on Friday mornings, and just people pull over and go over. So if you put that on there, you might get that. So who knows what the future's going to be. Check this numbers out, ladies and gentlemen. They were founded in November 2024. Patty Regan, Jackie Stady's in the studio here this morning. Website's nemfc.org. And listen, in 2 years, their mobile program has fitted 257 survivors as the time of this website was made. I'm sure it's more, with 933 essential products. And you do not know, unless you live with someone who's been through this, or you are someone, what this can mean to your self-esteem, if put it gently, dignity, the whole 9 yards, when you can get a product to make you feel. This is, believe it or not, folks, one of the most devastating things that can happen to a woman. It is brutal on them emotionally. You talk about having to have support. You know, I know because of experience, there are a lot of men that bail when this stuff starts happening to their spouse, and it's just what a woman goes through on this. I don't think you can't even imagine it. So anything you can do to get them to build themselves back up and support them in that's why this is a godsend. I do hope you can continue to be successful. You help a lot of people, but it's one of those things that no one's going to go and slap you on the back saying, "Hey, great job." This is just one of those things, but it's part of life. And men and moms and dads and aunts and uncles who have lived with someone that's gone through this, you know what I'm talking about. That's why this is great, and you can support them just by giving them a couple bucks to continue on, because as long as this little hot tamale is pumping the way she is, Patty that is, you guys will continue to expand and be in other locations. You know?
That's right.
So that's just our basic overview of what we do. We'll talk to you later in the future. Hopefully, I know that your schedule's crazy. I do want to get that van out here.
Yep.
And maybe if we take the video camera inside, we could do a little tour and then pop that on your website so people can see. But you need to spread the word, listener, to someone who may be affected by this, that they don't have to sit there and suffer and order off Amazon and get something that may not fit. I don't like it. You've got to go get fitted and meet other people that have used this stuff, and you're going to feel like $1 million if you do it this way. That's why I had them on, and why I'm so happy that they're with us, because I want to continue to help promote this. This is a good thing. New England Mobile Fit Clinic. They restore confidence, one fit at a time. Website's nemfc.org. You can call for an appointment. The number's there. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. You guys earned a cupcake. You can pick any one you want, except for the ones I stuck my fingers in already. Okay. I was careful not to do them all because I knew that you guys would be here. Anything finishing up?
No, we just appreciate.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you having us